Hey, how are you today? My name's Catherine, and I am. There's no beginning or end. We're everything, and so it's like sometimes I just don't know where to begin and where to end. So I'm Catherine, and I'm here. I'm here. I'm just here. I'm here in the present moment with you, and I just wanted to come on and do a little. Whoops, I gotta center it there. Hello, hi. I so much going on in life, isn't it? And we're creating it all. And I just uh, find it so challenging at times, but extremely fascinating. And absolutely keeping it in perspective is my goal, to keep it hilarious. All the crazy things that happen. Like I'm planning a trip, and Source has uh, given me the incentive to just go to Costa Rica and have a vacation. Now, I'm retired, and yeah, I'm ageless. I'm heading up to that 70, that 70. But that doesn't matter because we're ageless. And so, with that said, I have not traveled in this lifetime, and I have been in lack. And so, what it is that I've decided to have a vacation and have devotion for myself, and just go have fun and see what happens in the moment. So, the reason I just went on about that is because the thing that I wanted to talk about, specifically more so, is that last night, I don't have a flight for this trip. I have a place to stay, and I'm very excited about it all. And I have a wonderful realtor that I have not met, but she is a friend of mine now, and I'm looking forward to meeting her. And she was able to get me a lovely house there. Just saying this because there's so many different ways to do things as opposed to just getting a hotel or doing Airbnb. I'm staying in a house for a month, and it's a house on the market that she was able uh, to get for me for the month of, I think I'm going to be there in June, the month of June. So I'm very excited, very, very excited. And I just wanted to just go somewhere. That's what I'm doing. And it's a wonderful thing. So my story begins. Let me start beginning again, because there's no beginning and no end. So my story is such that last night I still didn't have a flight booked. And I started to have the anxious fear that sets in that they're going to be really expensive. I'm creating this in my mind that they're going to be more expensive because I'm waiting till last minute. And so I was not listening to Source. And what happened was I got scammed. I got scammed, basically. So this message is about really listening. It's challenging to really listen to Source, your heart within, as opposed to your ego mind. Hi. And so I was sort of under the impression that flights, like, because I had briefly peeked, and they looked like they were like about $500 or something round trip. And I don't know the verbiage for all of that. I don't, I've never booked a flight in my life and I'm retired. So I don't know. So I do know. I do know. Everything we say, we create. I've been taught that by a channeler on YouTube that I adore. And I just, well, I mean, I already knew that, but she's reminding me of it every day when I listen. And it's a great gobs of goodness. And I'm so glad to have found her. Anyway, her name is Courtney. Yeah. So, but anyway, I just, so I was hastily saying, oh, I just do this and it'll work out and don't think. But I was tired and I should have been in bed sleeping. And so I'm sitting there and it's getting later and later and later and later. And I think it was like, midnight or 11. I don't know. And I had spoken with someone earlier in the day. And I actually, she said, yes, well, I'll give you my private line. And so she gave me a number and she goes, I'll hold this for you until you can find out whether or not the dates are a little bit flexible with where I'm staying. Anyway, so I called the number and I got some guy. And I'm like, well, now that's not a private line. I'm like, huh. And then I also saw at some point on the screen, it said, warning for Gmail because this is not a representative of the company or something weird like that. I don't know. I don't remember stuff like that because it's not important to me. And so I can't keep all those things in my head and explain it. I've never been able to. So what I did was I'm in correspondence with this fellow on the phone. And he said, yeah. And then at one point he said, okay, well, it's going to be $1,400 or $1,500 and you're gonna just waking up, sorry. You're gonna it's gonna be charged in 3 different payments because one's for American, one's for JetBlue, and one's for the insurance and probably, I don't know, the company or whatever. Because what I wasn't really processing in my heart, because I was not aligned. And so I wasn't paying attention. Oh, hi, I can see you now. And so that's my point, is that there's such a fine line between your intuition and your ego. And this is the challenge on this journey, to be the master that you're here to be. Be the master that you remember that you were, the ascended master. And so I actually ended up, in the end, he's like, well, your card didn't go through. And I'm like, well, that's weird. So I'm thinking, oh, well, it's because it's so much money and they're protecting it. And, yeah, I'll try it again, he said. So he tries it again. And then the card goes through. Oh, it went through. And now I'm going to have to run it again. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not really feeling right. And I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening to my heart, to source, to my gut intuition, my higher self. And so he processed that, and then it took forever. It took forever for the last 2 processes. And I'm like, what the heck? So anyway, I booked this thing, and then I realized I shouldn't have. And so I called my friend, and I texted her, and I said, oh my God. And she said, oh my God, you got to cancel that. And so she said, yeah, because I sent her a photo shot of the warning on Gmail. And so anyway, I called the back of my credit card, and I stopped. I said I lost my card, and I texted the woman at the bank for Monday morning. She'll get it. And, and then I'll go Monday morning and it'll be all good. But, and then my friend's son was like, you can get this for $500 round trip. And I'm paying what, almost 1,500. So yeah, it's a learning process for me because I'm untraveled. So, and if my future, which I believe it is, what I'm going to be doing is traveling the world. So I guess I'm going to have to learn discernment. And I really, really need to zero in on this heart space because clearly, I'm not completely listening. And it's to be present in every moment. Every moment. You have a choice to be unconscious or conscious. Do it like you used to or do it consciously. Do it habitually or do it consciously. And so it was a lesson learned. And today I will book a flight through the airlines, which this was through a third party. And duh? I mean, what the heck? So you live and you learn, I hope. And in the future, I intend to avoid this kind of thing by listening to my heart and having my intuition and trusting my knowing and paying attention and not doing things hastily out of 3D sort of like pushing fear thing, like pushing me to do it, feeling like I have to. I should have just waited until today. And then my friend's son would have helped me and it would have, oh, excuse me, a hiccup, been all good. So yeah, so that was the long version of something that probably could have been said shorter. But this is my experience and this is what I wanted to share. And I'm sharing my frequency with you. So yeah, I'm going to Costa Rica and I'm going to be there for the month of June and I'm very excited. And that's my message for today and I love you dearly. I'm going to Costa Rica. Yeah. A vacation. Yeah. Devotion to me.